Hello students, welcome back to Gurukul Parishad YouTube channel, a perfect choice for your studies. So students, in this lecture we are going to discuss about numerical problems of class 7th chapter 2. The name of the chapter is force, pressure and motion. So in the chapter the first numerical is. So let's read the first numerical first. So a train having a speed of 75 km per hour takes 6 hours to travel from Delhi to Amritsar. Now calculate the distance between Delhi and Amritsar. So in the question we have given that a train which travels with a speed of 75 km per hour takes 6 hours to travel from Delhi to Amritsar, and what we have to do here is that we have to calculate the distance between Delhi and Amritsar. So first of all, let's solve the numerical. So first thing we have to write here is the given quantity. So when we are solving any numerical problem, so first of all we have to write all the quantities that are given in the question. So in the question, first of all we have given about the speed of the train. So the speed of the train is 75 kilometers per hour, and also we have given about time period. So the time taken by the train to travel between Delhi and Amritsar is 6 hours, and what we have to find here is the distance between Amritsar and Delhi. So we know that speed is equal to distance upon time. So the formula of the speed is distance upon time. So after putting all the values in the given formula, we can easily find out the distance. So let's put the given values or quantities in the formula. So first of all we have given about speed. So we put the value of speed, which is 75 km per hour, after which we have given about time, which is 6 hours, and the distance, and the remaining quantity is distance, which we have to find out. So let's solve this numerical. So after solving this numerical, we got distance is equal to 75 into 6. So after calculating or after multiplying these two values, we got 450 kilometers. So the distance between the two cities, which are Delhi and Amritsar, is 450 kilometers. It means the train traveled 450 kilometers of distance having a speed of 75 kilometers per hour in 6 hours. So students, this is how we can easily solve these numericals. Now students, let's move to the next numerical. So first of all, let's read the numerical. So in the second numerical, a car is running at a speed of 60 km per hour. Now how much time will it take to cover a distance of 270 kilometers? So a car which is running at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour and covers a distance of 270 kilometers. Now what we have to find here is the time. It means how much time the car consumes to travel the distance of 270 kilometers. So again, what we have to do here first is we have to write all the given quantities. So what we have given in the question is the speed of the car, which is 60 kilometers per hour, and the distance, which is 270 kilometers, and what we have to find here is time period. So how much time will the car takes to cover 270 kilometers at a speed of 60 km per hour. So again we know that speed is equal to distance upon time. So we use the same formula which we use in previous numerical. So speed is equal to distance upon time. So after putting all the values in the formula, we got time is equal to 270 upon 60. So after dividing these values, we got time is equal to 4.5 hours. So the car takes 4.5 hours to travel the distance of 270 kilometers at a speed of 60 km per hour. So students, this is how we can easily solve these numericals. Now students, let's move to the next numerical. So in the next numerical, we have given that a ant covers a meter distance in 10 seconds what is the speed of the ant in centimeter per second. So in the given question, we have given that a ant covers 1 meter distance in 10 seconds. Now what we have to find out here is the speed of the ant, but the speed of the ant we have to find out in centimeter per second. So first of all, let's find out the speed of the ant in meter per second. So first of all, what we have to do here is we have to write all the given quantities in the question. So we have given about distance, which is 1 meter, and time, which is 10 seconds. So here, as you can see that these quantities are not in the same unit. So first of all, we have to convert these quantities in the same units, means in same unit. So time is in seconds, so we have to convert the distance into a smaller unit. So the smaller unit than meter is centimeter. So what we have to do here is we have to convert this meter into centimeter. As you all know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, so we can easily write here the distance is equal to 100 centimeter and the time is 10 seconds. So again we have to use the formula of the speed, which is equal to distance upon time. So here the speed comes in centimeter per second because we have converted the distance into centimeter and time is already in seconds. So we does not have to change any of these values. The speed already comes in centimeter per second. So after putting the values in the formula, we got 100 upon 10. After solving this, we got speed is equal to 10 centimeter per second. So this is how we can simply find out the solutions of these numericals. But the point here is that you have to read the question carefully and write all the values that are given in the question appropriately with their given units. And what you have to note here is that the given quantities are in the same units or not. So students, let's move to the next numerical. So in the next numerical, again we have a train which is running at a speed of 120 kilometers per hour. So in the question we have given about the speed of the train. Now what we have to do here is that calculate the distance traveled by the train in 1 minute. So we have to find out the distance traveled by the train in 1 minute. So let's do the question. So first of all, what we have to do is write all the quantities that are given in the question. So we have given about the speed of the train, which is 120 km per hour. So if we find out how much distance the train traveled in 1 hour, so we can easily find out that the distance of 120 kilometers is traveled by the train in 1 hour, because we have given that the speed of the train is 120 km per hour, which simply means that the train travels 120 kilometers in 1 hour. Now the time taken by the train is 1 hour. So what we have to find out here is the distance traveled by the train in 1 minute. So first of all, we have to convert this time into minutes, so we can easily find out the distance traveled by the train in 1 minute. So we know that 1 hour is equal to 60 seconds, so we can easily write that time is equal to 60 minutes. Sorry, I speak this second, but this is minutes, 60 minutes. So again we have the formula of the speed, which is speed is equal to distance upon time. Now the speed which are going to find here is in kilometer per minute, because we have distance in kilometers and time in minutes. So let's solve the numerical. So we got 120 upon 60. So after dividing these values, we got speed is equal to 2 km per minute. It means the distance, 2 kilometer distance is traveled by the train in 1 minute if its speed is 120 kilometers per hour. So this is simply we can find out the speed or the distance traveled by the train in 1 minute. So this is simply we use a same formula in all these four numericals, but what we have to note here is the conversion between the units. So now students, let's move to the next numerical. So again we have a car which is traveling at a speed of 45 kilometers, takes 20 minutes to reach its destination. Now what distance has the car traveled? So what we have to find out here is the distance that the car travels in 20 minutes at a speed of 45 kilometers per hour. So first of all we have to write all the given quantities in the question. So we have given about the speed of the car which is 45 kilometers per hour, but we have given time into minutes. So we have to find out the speed into minutes, or convert the time into minutes. So 45 kilometers per hour means 45 kilometers per 60 minutes. So this is how we can convert the time into minutes. Now the time given is 20 minutes. What you have to find out here is the distance. So distance traveled in 20 minutes is equal to 45 upon 60 into 20. So after solving this, we got distance is equal to 15 kilometers. As you all know that in previous classes you learnt about how we can find the price of a single quantity if we given a price, if we given the price of many quantities. For example, let's take an example here. So if I told you that the price of 12 bananas is equal to 60 rupees, the price of 12 bananas, and you have to find out the price of one banana. So what you do simply is that divide the values to the MRP, and if I told you that you have to find out the price of 6 bananas, then you can simply what you can do here simply is that after dividing the price of the bananas with the quantity of bananas, you have to multiply it with the number of the bananas which price you have to find out. So simply you can find out the number the price of 6 bananas. So we here do the same thing. So now students, let's move to the next numerical. So in the next numerical you have given that the distance between two stations is 240 kilometers. A train takes 4 hours to cover this distance. Now calculate the speed of the train in meter per second. So you have given about the distance between two stations, and a train covers and a train takes 4 hours to cover this distance. Now you have to calculate about the speed of the train in meter per second. So again what you have to do here is that first of all you have to write all the given quantities of the question. So we have given about the distance which is 240 kilometers and time which is 4 hours. So students, there are two methods of solving these questions. So first method is first of all you have to convert the distance and time into its smaller units, which is meters and seconds. So this is the first method. You before solving or before putting these values in the formula, you have to change these into their smaller units. And second method is what you have to do, put these values in the formula as same of the same units. So which is speed in kilometer per hour, you can simply find out this as 240 upon 4. So divided after dividing these values, we got the speed which is equal to 60 kilometers per hour. Now if you convert this into meter per second, so simply you have to multiply this speed with 5 and divide by 18. It means you can simply multiply this by 5 upon 18. After solving this, you got speed which is equal to 16.66 meter per second. So students, this is how you can easily solve this type of numericals. So this is very easy. So here in the numerical you can use these two methods. So first method, in which first of all you have to convert the values of distance and time in their smaller units, and putting the values in the formula of the speed. Or second method is you have to put these values as it is, and after solving you got speed in kilometers per hour, and to convert this speed into meter per second you have to multiply this speed by 5 and divide it by 18. Now students, let's move to the next numerical. So in the next numerical, in an experiment to measure the speed of a moving ball, it is observed that the ball covers a distance of 5 meter and 20 centimeter in 4 seconds before it comes to a stop. Now calculate the speed of ball in meter per second. So first of all, let's write all the quantities that are given in the question. So in the question given is distance which is 5 meter and 20 centimeter, so you can simply write it as 5.20 meters, and time which is 4 seconds. Again, you know that the speed is equal to distance upon time, so easily you can find out the speed of the moving ball in meter per second after putting the values of distance and time in the formula. So the value of the distance is equal to 5.20 meters, and for time is equal to 4 seconds. So after putting these values and after solving or dividing these values, you got speed is equal to 1.3 meter per second. So this is easily you can find out the speed of the moving ball. Now students, let's move to the next numerical. So in the next numerical, what we have to do here is that a train is running at a speed of 60 km per hour. Calculate the speed of train in meter per second. So in this numerical, what you have to do here is that you have to convert the speed of the train into meter per second, which is given in kilometer per hour. So simply that we do in previous numerical is that you have to multiply the speed, the given speed of the train by 5 and divide it by 18. So after solving this, you got speed is equal to 16.66 meter per second. So this is simply you can find out the speed of the train in meter per second. So student, this is easy. So let's move to the next numerical. So in the next numerical, you have given the speed of a racing car is 60 meter per second. What will this speed be in kilometer per hour? So this is opposite of numerical 8. In numerical 8 you have given the speed which is in kilometer per hour, and you have to convert this into meter per second. But in this question in numerical you have given the speed of the car in meter per second, and you have to convert this into kilometer per hour. So same as you do in the previous numerical. So in this numerical you have to do is that only you have to multiply the given speed which is in meter per second by 18 and divide it by 5. So you can write this as 60 into 18 upon 5. So after solving this, you got speed of the racing car which is equal to 216 km per hour. So students, this is how you can simply find out the speed of the racing car in kilometer per hour. Now students, let's move to the next numerical or next question, which is in a distance time graph, what type of motion does a straight line show? So in a graph which is a straight line graph, so in the straight line graph you can easily observe that the motion of the car, or which type of device, which type of car is given is in rectilinear motion, because here the speed of the car or the object is uniform. This is why the graph is in straight line, so which represents rectilinear motion. So rectilinear motion, if I define what is rectilinear motion, so rectilinear motion, a motion when an object shows translatory motion along a straight line path. For example, a car which is running on a straight road is an example of rectilinear motion. A bullet fired from a gun is also an example of rectilinear motion. So this is how you can easily find out. Now in the second part we have given that what type of motion does a curved line represent. So a curved line, a graph which has a curved line is represent curvilinear motion, as the motion refers to the translatory motion of an object on a curved path. For example, a runner running on a curved racing track, a stone being thrown into the air, a cyclist racing on curved tracks, throwing paper aeroplanes or paper darts. So this is how you can easily find out the type of motion shown by a curved line, which is curvilinear motion. Now students, let's move to the next numerical. So in the next numerical, a bus starts from rest at 2 p.m. The distance covered by the bus at various instants of time are recorded as. So here the distances are given and these are the time. So first of all, as we have given that a car which is in rest state, it means the car does not moving at 2 p.m. So after 30 minutes means 2:30 p.m. You can observe the distance. The distance traveled by the car is 10 kilometers. So after every 30 minutes the car travels an equal distance of 10 kilometers, as you can see in the table. So now students, let's move to the first part of the question, which is draw the distance time graph for this bus. So you have to draw the distance time graph of the bus. So easily you can draw the graph. So this is our y-axis, as you can see, on which we represent the distance in kilometers, and this is x-axis on which we represent the time period, which is in pm. So first of all, let's point out all the times and kilometers on these axes. So we start with the origin, which is 0, and this is 2 p.m, this is 2:30 p.m, this is 3 p.m, this is 3:30 p.m, this is 4 p.m, and this is 4:30 p.m, and this is 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers, and 50 kilometers. So first of all, as you have given in the record as at 0 kilometers, or we can simply say that car at 2 p.m. is at 0 kilometers. So we simply point out this here. After which at 2:30 p.m. the car travels 10 kilometers of distance. Then we point out this here, and on 3 p.m. the car travels 20 kilometers of the distance, the total distance. So we point out here, and so on. So after joining this point, you got a straight line. So after joining these points, you got a straight line. And in previous question we discussed about a straight line graph. So this means that the car shows rectilinear motion, means the car travels in a straight line. So students, this is how you can simply draw the graph. Now students, let's discuss about the second part of the question. So in the second part, what distance was covered by the bus at 3:15 p.m. So you have to find out the distance covered by the car at 3:15 p.m. So let's solve this part. So the distance covered by the bus between 2 to 2:30 p.m. is 10 kilometers, 2:30 to 3 p.m. is also 10 kilometers, and 3 to 3:30 p.m. is also 10 kilometers. But what we have to find out here is the distance covered by the bus at 3:15 p.m. So but we have to calculate the distance up to 3:15 p.m. So we can simply solve this. So let's take the distance between 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. which is 10 kilometers, and 3:15 is the half of the time between these two. So we can simply find out the distance, which is 5 kilometers. So now distance traveled by the bus at 3:15 p.m. So we can simply add the distance traveled between 2 to 2:30 p.m. which is 10 kilometers, and 2:30 to 3 p.m. which is also 10 kilometers, and between 3 p.m. to 3:15 p.m. which we have find out, which is 5 kilometers. So after adding these times or these distance, we got 25 kilometers. Means the car travels a distance of 25 kilometers from 2 p.m. to 3:15 p.m. So students, these are the numericals given in your second chapter, which is force, pressure and motion. So students, this is how you can simply solve these numericals. So students, I hope that you got all the concepts of these numericals. So students, thanks for watching the